Hello everyone, welcome to CFC Fan TV. I've already done a match review today, but I just thought I would get your thoughts on a very important question now. I think the time has come to start talking about it, as much as I've never wanted to, but I'm just listening to your fans' thoughts and what you think, and I want you to tell me, you know, your honest opinions, and I want to listen to you guys, because I think my opinion is one thing, but I think actually this channel should be based around all your lot's opinions. So a lot of you fans have been tweeting straight after the game, even sort of midway through the second half, I suppose, that you now no longer want Conte to stay. I'm not very big on, you know, doing these videos that have huge titles like should he be gone, whatever. I just really genuinely want to know your thoughts, because I've been very much pro Conte. I'm very sympathetic and empathetic in the fact that we didn't get the players that he felt he needed to progress further in the league this season. For me, this season has been a terrible season. I know we're still in the cup, but it's not been a good season. You can't look back on the season and say we've shown any sort of consistency. You can't look back on the season and say that any player has throughout the entire season had a fantastic game, every single game all the way throughout. I mean, there's some good contenders for Player of the Year, like I would say Alonso or Conte maybe. Dave does hold us together, Aspilicueta, sorry. But I mean, there's not one player really that I can put my finger on that I think, right, you know what, you have not made one mistake all season that you shouldn't have done, you know? And I know throughout the season you cannot expect players to be 100%, but I think we've made very crucial mistakes in the fact that these mistakes result in goals. They also result in losses. You know, I think if you make mistakes throughout the game but you still get the win, people aren't so quick to judge. But I think if you lose a game and you're making the mistakes that really you being a top player, you being a top quality player shouldn't do, that's when there is, you know, you can see there are problems. And our whole season, you know, and I think I say it every time, you know, we have no core players. We have nobody that I think really, other than probably Aspilicueta, who I think is a contender for captain, but I do still think we need another, you know, core player in the team. We have nobody that really genuinely wants to play for Chelsea FC. You know, the likes of Frank Lampard, John Terry, Ashley Cole, Didier Drogba, you know, they've all gone. And I don't expect them to necessarily be English, because Drogba wasn't English, you know, but he clearly had so much love for our football club, and it's why he came back, you know, after he left. And he actually made very good decisions, I think, Drogba. He, you know, went away after he, you know, scored the winning penalty, which was a fantastic way to leave it. And he then decided to come back and sort of end his career. And I thought it was, you know, well, towards the end of his career, and I thought it was, you know, that was a nice touch and everything, but we don't really have anyone at the moment that really demonstrates that sort of behaviour. We don't really have anybody, like I say, you know, with Fabregas coming out and saying all these things, it's it's so negative at this part of the season. You know, we don't want to hear that you want to go back to Arsenal one day. We really want to hear that you are fighting for top four at this current moment. That's all I really want to hear, you know, and I'm very sympathetic, like I said, well, empathetic rather, to the fact that players need to go on and do something after they finish playing, because they need a career, you know, what they're gonna do, you know, their career ends very early. But I do think there's time and place to say things, and I think all this negativity around the club has sort of had an effect. It's not just our play, it's that as well, on how we've gone. You know, we're 8 points off top four. Are we gonna make top four? It's extremely unlikely. You know, I've said in my live review that it's not gonna happen. I really don't see it happening. But the main thing that you guys are asking is, I'm asking you, is do you want Conte in or Conte out? And I asked you in my live, and it was a stream of Conte outs, and then all of a sudden all the Conte ins started pouring in, and I really thought like it was 50-50. Fans are divided. For me, I think Conte is one of those managers who needs to have a lot of say on who he signs to be successful. And at Chelsea Football Club, that's never going to be the case. We are never going to be a club where the owners and the board members allow the manager to choose solely who comes in. I think the likes of Man City, for instance, you know, Pep basically has gotten, you know, the best players, whoever he's wanted, really. And we're not that sort of club. I'm not to say we need to compare our spending to Man City, but I'm just saying that we've never been a club that has allowed the manager to sort of have a major impact. And whenever we have had a manager that's wanted a certain player, there's always been something go wrong at the end, towards the end, where he's not got the player that he wanted. We've not negotiated it properly, so things haven't gone well. And that's not even to the board's fault, it's just how things have gone. You know, we've not been quick enough, and as a result, you know, other players have gone to rival clubs and they've done really well there. And you know, I think it's just disappointing for me. I don't think I'd ever say I'm Conte out, because I do think he's genuinely a good manager who took a team that shouldn't have won the league last season and turned them into champions. And I think if that was any other manager, I don't think it would have been done. But I think to ascertain of him in a second season when other teams are going to sort of figure us out and work things out, I don't think it would have been possible. Do I think he should stay for his own career? I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to, you know, just work with a club that give him a little bit more freedom to sort of have more of a say and things like that. I think to be a manager at Chelsea, you have to be extremely, what's the word, lenient and, well, just acknowledge the fact that you're not going to get everything that you want because it's a mutual decision between the board and yourselves. So that would be one thing. I think another, you know, us fans, I think a lot of fans do want him to stay. But you can't deny that our season hasn't been good enough, and I would be seriously worried for the next few games on whether he keeps his job or whether the board are waiting till the end of the season to make a change. I don't know. Being 8 points off top 4 and, you know, losing a game, our most important game of the season, I would say, because they are our rivals. You know, it's been 28 years since they've won at the Bridge. They've now broken that. I think records are made to be broken, of course, but to do it in this way, you know, I think like I say, every game highlights every key problem that we have this season, and it's very clear to see, and it's a massive shame. It's a massive shame that this has to happen. And I know Charlie was going to do a review today. I said to him, Charles, you've got to do a review. He was like, I'm too upset, I can't do it, so if I do it tomorrow. So Charlie's going to do a live review tomorrow, so look out for that one. He'll answer all your questions about transfers you may want in, people you may want out, managers you want in, managers you want out. But do me a favour and comment below on what manager you would want to come in. If it's not Conte, who would you want to come in, and what is the main problem this season? Because for me, it comes down to two things. It comes down to not getting the summer transfers we needed, having the likes of Bakayoko come in who hasn't really fulfilled with the criteria of what he was meant to do in his role. Yeah, there's loads of things, you know, and I don't want to go on about it too much, but there are just too many things I think that have gone wrong this season. And for me, every time we've shown a glimpse of you know, taking a step forward, we've then taken 2 steps back. Whether that's been with our play, whether that's been with rumours around the club, everything has just gone to pot. And I think I want to do this video after my live just to sort of reflect on it properly, because when I'm doing a live, I act very much in the moment, and I think this is something that required a lot more thought, and I've thought about it, and like I say, it's just not, the season has just not been good, and to end it this way is extremely upsetting, for me anyway. You know, I mean, I know we've still got a few games left, but to me, you know, we had top 4 to play for, and that's, you know, that's the last bit of excitement left. The cup is great, but do I think we'll win that? No, I don't think so. I think you've got to deserve to win it as well. I think you can have your bad seasons, but I think if you've got those core players in the team that really, really want to go and win something, they will win it, and it's not happened, you know. So yeah, comment below, which manager would you like? Are you still Conte in? Are you Conte out? And let me know what you think the main problems have been this season, and I will see you all Tuesday. I'll be in the studio with Rory, and we'll be discussing everything that's happened. So yeah, I look forward to that one.